Okay, that took care of it. Absolutely. All right. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'll get started in just a moment. As all of you get comfortable in our sanctuary, and those of you who are joining us over our live webcast can get yourselves comfortable to enjoy the beauty of Shabbat. Its music, its prayers, its lessons, and its togetherness. So it is so wonderful to see so many returning faces that we have not seen in quite some time. So what a treat. What a treat. All right. Oh, page 142. Okay, page 142. We're going to start with Shalom Aleichem, an oldie but goodie. Page 142, and we're grateful, as always, to have the added music of Cantor Benray together with John. So thank you. Let me make sure. Yes, it's the book with the gold flame, and there are several under the front seat. That's where they are. They're hiding out. So. Can you get it? Oh, she wants that for today. Oh, is that for now? We welcomed everyone, and we're ready to start Shalom Aleichem, page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem v'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon, mimelech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shuvchem LeShalom. Shuvchem לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And indeed, we do say Shalom Aleichem, and a traditional response to that is Alechem Shalom. It's the greeting for all to enjoy the beauty of Shabbat. And Shabbat we officially welcome with the lighting of the candles and the blessing of the wine, because we want our Shabbat filled with light and warmth and learning and sweetness. And to help us, the Shabbat is a young man who will be called to the Torah tomorrow morning as a bar mitzvah, as we call Ben forward, together with his brother and his parents, so they can come light the candles and bless the wine. We're on page 120 for the candle lighting, followed by 123 with the Kiddush. And as they're making their way up, we have a very special Kiddush cup that's being used tonight. Ben is going to actually be holding up high the cup that his dad held up just a few short years ago, right?
Yeah.
Just a few. All right. So Nancy, page 120. Nancy will light the candles, and together we will just pick it right up with the holder. Beautiful. And together we will sing the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'ad likneh shel Shabbat.
Okay, been time for you to hold up that cup. Right there, it's your dad's. It's filled with delicious juice. You can do your blessing right from here. Just right here is perfect. We're on page 123, so we can join him in the middle of the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzonu b'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon hilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki yom tehila lemikra kodesh, zeher tiyat kitayim,
Anu v'charta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikomin, v'shabbat קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. L'chaim.
It's sweet. Oh, good, he likes it. Thank you so much, and mazel tov, everyone. And I'll keep your prayer book right here so when you come to the V'ahavta, okay? Beautiful, mazel tov. And we are going to continue now with Lechuna Ranana. And Kinter, is that the one on our
It is on our song
song sheet?
sheets.
Okay. Lechuna Ranana, Psalm 95.
Continue now with L'chadodi on page 138.
L'chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi
together we face the doors as we literally welcome in the Shabbos Queen.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. טוב אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי נקרא כלה, עיני שבת נקרא בלה. לך דודי נקרא כלה, עיני שבת נקרא בלה.
We remain standing, we face forward, we turn to page 146 and continue with the Baruch Hu. And as we make our way to page 152, we remain standing for the Shema and welcome forward Ben to join us.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
And you may be seated, and we're going to continue chanting together.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'chayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher Anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinenta levarnecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha bevetecha uvlechtecha v'derech u'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'chayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mizizot betecha u'visharecha Lema antiskeru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'lechehem Ani Adonai Elohim Asher Hotzei Etem Mi'eretz Mitzrayim Liot Lehem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohim Adonai Elohim Emet.
Thank you so much. And we are going to continue with the Micha Mocha, page 158. And it is not too long until we'll soon be sitting around the Seder table singing that song in response to our Israelites gaining their freedom. So very exciting times for us. But we continue with a beautiful melody on page 160, Hashkivenu, praying for a world at peace and a night of quiet and sleep.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha ushmor tziteinu uvoeinu. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha ushmor tziteinu uvoeinu. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Shomreinu leChaim. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Amen.
If only we could all have a place to rest and be at peace. What a world this would truly be. Well, we continue now with tefillah, and so we turn to page 164. We rise together, please.
Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Agi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevii geula livnei bneihem, Leman Shemo ve'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia. Mashiv haruach morid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umidom elach, Melech memit u'mechayeh, U'matzliach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh Shemcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated as we turn to page 173, and please let's read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day,
and may this day fulfill its promise.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Mekadesh HaShabbat.
And our prayer of thanksgiving is on page 177. We read, God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Ulecha Na'eh Lehodot. And on page 179 is our prayer for peace. Each and every Shabbat, it's the ultimate gift we pray for. And certainly each and every week, I know we comment and have been doing so for time immemorial, that God willing, this Shabbat should peace, a mind, body, soul, and world be our ultimate gift. Together we read, grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael, Bashalom. And we pause for a few moments of our own silent and private peace, recognizing the blessings that surround us, remembering that even if this past week was filled with challenge, we endured, and now we are given another opportunity to clear our minds and our hearts and to once again give our strength, our best efforts, our hopes, and our prayers towards making the future even better. We pause for a few moments. always on Shabbat, we add a special prayer for those who may be in need of some special healing, whether it be of body, mind, or spirit. And so if there's someone you're thinking of and would like to share their name either out loud or within your heart, please feel free to do so that we may all join together in the Misha Beirach. This is page 371, correct?
Strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
Well, we all know, excuse me, that every Shabbat is a special one. But during the year, there are Shabbatot which even have additional joy or learning associated with them. Excuse me. Now, certainly this Shabbat, Ben understands it's very special because he's going to be called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. And he not only has a single portion, but it's a double portion. You knew that, right? Vayakel Pikudei. And it's a very special time as we're making our way through the calendar. Also, if we look at the Jewish calendar, we realize that we are just a few weeks before the holiday of Passover. Even if you weren't following the cycle of the Torah portions, all you need to do is walk down the aisles of the supermarket, and that will tell you exactly where we are in the calendar year. Actually, it would be a few months before. I think the matzah arrived in January. But these three Shabbatot, last week, this week, and the one coming up, are three very special Shabbats which have special names and tell a special story, because it's supposed to build our excitement and our enthusiasm for Passover. Because Passover is the ultimate holiday. In fact, when people are questioned which is the most popular holiday on the Jewish calendar, most of our kids, you would think they'd say Hanukkah. But in truth, 80% of all those people who identify as Jews celebrate Passover. I think it's because for each of us, it's a home-centered holiday. It's one we can each choose and pick our pieces that has meaning. And in addition, we can all relate to what it means to be enslaved in life, whether we're enslaved often by what we don't like, what weighs us down, what hurts us, what perhaps binds us, and we all understand the beauty of what it means to find our freedom. And indeed, that's why Passover speaks to each and every generation. And because of that, there are 3 Sabbaths that not count down to, but literally count up to. Last week, it was known as Shabbat Parah. Now, if I asked any of you besides Cantor Benray to share with us what made Shabbat Parah special, you'd have a difficult time. The reason being, one would call it a fanciful Shabbat. Why? Because Purim has just ended. We're getting ready for Passover. And the rabbis must have looked at the Bible and said, what is the most confusing story, the most farce, the story that has the most comical, that makes absolutely no sense, that could probably win an Oscar, because who could understand it? It is known as Shabbat Parah, the Shabbat of the red cow. Ask me to explain it, I can't possibly. But it has to do with a Haftarah portion in which we learn about a red cow that is sent out amongst the peoples. And like several other of our crazy traditions during holidays, this red cow carries with it our wrongdoings, with the hope that it'll take them long away, much like the scapegoat that we send away our bad intentions. And also for those of you who may even remember during the high holidays, we don't do it here, of course, but in traditional neighborhoods, they do what's called shlaching saporas, and that is the swinging of the chicken over the head in the hope that all our wrongdoings and sins would transfer to the chicken. So these kinds of teachings actually go on in our tradition. We don't like to talk about them too much because it's hard to find meaning in our everyday. But Shabbat Parah, we know, starts off the season for the countdown to Passover. This week is not only a double portion, but a special Haftorah portion, and the announcing of here comes the first month of the Jewish year. It's New Year's, everyone. On Thursday, the first of the month of Nisan. Say it all together, Nisan. Now somebody's going to think there and say, it's the new year. It's the first day of the first month of the year. Don't we have a New Year's some other time of year? Are you sure this rabbi knows what she's talking about? I get very confused lately, but in this, I can tell you, the first of Nisan is our first Jewish New Year. It is the start of the year. Nisan is the first year of the month. But what New Year are you most familiar with? Rosh Hashanah. And when does that take place? In the fall, in the 7th month of the year. And that's because on the Jewish calendar, there are actually 4 Jewish New Years, and each has a particular meaning. On Thursday, we'll welcome Nisan, which is the celebration of spring and the welcoming of the holiday of Pesach and getting ready to understand what it means to be free. And then 7 months later, at the beginning of Tishrei, we have what is known as the New Year of the Soul. And that is why we spend 10 days from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur looking inward. How can we better ourselves? And then if you count just a few months after that to a month known as Tevet, Shvat, we find another new year. And you're actually very familiar with it because many of you had little blue and white boxes in your homes where you would put coins to buy trees, or you would plant trees in Israel. It is known as the Jewish Arbor Day, or the New Year of the Trees. That's right, or the environment. That's the third New Year. And the fourth New Year is the only one that we actually do not commemorate any longer. But it is most similar to what we would call the inauguration day of our president. It was what was known as the New Year of the Kings, the Rosh Hashanah Shel Melachim. And that was when the new reign of a new king would take place over the divided land of Judah and Israel, or the united land of Israel. And when the kings disappeared, so did that fourth New Year. So I just want you to understand that this is a very special week coming up. Ben is going to make it even more special for us, as this is the last Shabbat of this new year, and we welcome a brand new one, and we are going out in style, Ben, thanks to you. We really are, with excitement and passion and knowledge and a beautiful voice to boot. So thank you very much. But I hope you will all remember now, when you are asked that trick question on Jeopardy, how many Jewish New Years are on the calendar? 4. And what is the first month of the Jewish year? Nisan. And what is Rosh Hashanah? The New Year of the Soul. Excellent. You did very well today. Well, I'll be testing you out at the Oneg Shabbat, so I'll look forward to your answers then. And we are going to continue with our service now on page 586. It is time for the Aleinu. Ben, Braden, I'm going to ask you to come on up. Leave your books at your seats. Just come on up empty-handed. You can open the ark doors for us. And would everyone rise, please? Thank you.
We'll continue at the bottom of page 586.
Aleinu l'shapeach Adon hakol, lateit gedula le'yotzer b'reshit, she'lo asanu keguyei haratzot, ve'lo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, she'lo sam chelkenu kahem, ve'kol aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim livnei melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
And I would ask that we please remain standing, as we do each and every time we come together in prayer for the most joyous of occasions and the most solemn of occasions. We remember those who are no longer physically present with us, but who live within our hearts and minds and memories. And on this Shabbat, we commemorate the Yortzites, the anniversaries of those who died at the season in years past, as we remember Gerard A. Baker, Salomon Ben Ray, Walter Cohen, Irma Fass, Ellen Fisher, Gloria Gelfand, Henry Kaplan, Alan Kaufman, Claire Cole, Mildred Kramer, Leonard Mandelbaum, Kate Marish, Maurice Morton Melamid, Stanley Merdinger, Jean Paradise, Joseph Ruderman, Marcia Lois Tankel, Hilda Vogel, and Edwin Zimmerman. If there are others who are here to remember a yahrzeit and you want to share their name now, please feel free to do so. And we remember one who has been taken from our midst in recent days, Gail Ellen Feingold. Always as a congregation, we remember those who have no one left to remember them. And as Americans and as a Jewish community, we remember those of the American Armed Forces and the Israel Defense Forces who have given their lives in defense of our nation and the land of Israel. Page 598. Together we recite the Kaddish prayer.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Israel, ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam amei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'olam mimkol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama Rabbah mim shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We pray that the source of peace will send peace to all who mourn and comfort all the bereaved among us, as we all say. Amen. And you may be seated. Well, the beauty of our Shabbat continues tomorrow morning at 10:30, when Ben will be called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. And we congratulate his family, those who've traveled near and far. And of course, everyone is welcome back to come learn more about this Shabbat HaChodesh, the Shabbat of the new month, and our double portion of Vayakel Pikudei. And then I want to remind you that on Sunday, March 26th, it's a special day at the movies. We are going to the Bernardsville Cinema, and for our congregation and for the TOA, our preschool, it is a free afternoon to come see the Prince of Egypt. And of course, all are invited. If you haven't seen it, it'll really get you in the mood for Passover. Please come 1:30. We'll be at the Bernardsville Cinema. No need to register, no need for tickets. It's our gift to you. So please come out for a good movie and even a little popcorn before it becomes chametz. And next Friday night, be sure to join us, correct, Cantor? It is our Harmonizers, which is our young teen and children's choir, and then, of course, our Shul of Rock Band. All of them will be here next Friday night to enhance and liven up Shabbat. And of course, right after our closing song, we invite you to our Oneg Shabbat in Ben's honor.
Thank you. So we're going to conclude our service once again, as Rabbi mentioned earlier, marking this moment in time, this special period between Pesach and Purim that just passed. There is a Sephardic song called Pesach ala Mano, and the words can be found on your song sheets.
Pesach, Pesach, alamanu, las mosas están faciendo, los yapraquis están cociendo. Mana, 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 mana. Cantor, is that song in Ladino?
It is in Ladino.
Okay, so you may not be as familiar with Ladino, which, would you explain
Yeah,
a little?
so Ladino is 15th century Judeo-Spanish, which was spoken in Spain and Portugal prior to the Inquisition, and it has traveled with the peoples that originated in Spain and Portugal and then extended to the Middle East and North Africa and into the diaspora ever since.
Some compare it to the importance, of course, of Yiddish to the Eastern European community. The Sephardic community used Ladino, and we're so grateful that Cantor Benray brings that to us. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, who's going to eat challah? Come on, Ben and Bernie. You help me. Hold it. One side. Hold it the other side. And here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
I grab a piece and serve it to your family and others, as we all wish each other and those we know and don't know.
Shabbat shalom.